Yo, what's up, y'all? It's the MMA Analyst here to do my recap of UFC 100. I wanted to come on here last night, but for real, just not enough time. Actually, I was playing video games. Maybe I was just calming down. Look, y'all, UFC 100 is pretty good. It's pretty good. Definitely the knockout of the year. The year. Wow. Whoa. Whoa. Also, some more woes. I guess in more ways than one. Whoa. GSP's a beast. Like, listen, y'all, just because you pick somebody, it doesn't mean you don't recognize what they are. You just, in a way, you respect what somebody else could be, and you also respect situations, but listen, y'all. Wow. Whoa. GSP's a monster. Alright. And then, whoa. Like, woe is me, whoa. Whoa. Main event, let's start right there. Brock Lesnar came in, big as hell, ready to get down, real serious. This dude is still doing WWE antics, man. Come on, man. Either one of two things is going on. One, Brock really is just an ass and completely ridiculous. Or two, he's acting. I hope he's an ass. You know what I mean? I hope he actually is an ass, because at least it's his character, it's his personality. But I believe it's number two. I think he's acting. I think he's completely playing the role as the heel. I do think he's a little dumb. You know what I mean? I do believe that he actually is a little slow. And this is not, as a fighter, he's progressing very quickly. And his money-making game is on point. He knows how to go out there, amp up whatever. He knows how to be the heel. So, yeah, he got his money cap on, you know what I mean? But I do believe that strip away the money cap and all that athleticism, I guess a lot of people would be dumb if you took away their money and what they're good at. I guess that's not really fair. Let's get to what matters. Let's get down to the fights. Brock Lesnar went out there and imposed a game that I don't think anybody's ever seen before. And by that I mean just big ass dudeness. And I guess that's not a good explanation. Brock went out there, took down Frank. The second time was more like got knocked something into some kind of weird area and then landed in half guard again. But this was a situation where Brock was not trying to pass half. He was not trying to really do anything except for hold him, put him on his back, which is a good plan, flatten him on his back. But the first time was not really a move. The second time was a legit move. The first time was like, it's a legit move, obviously. But it was like a new move that like nobody's ever had to prepare for. Frank did not think, I'm going to have to train for half guard with him put me in a headlock. You know what I mean? Now, he would have had to worry about cross-face, but you normally use the cross-face and the shoulder pressure. You normally use all that to try and move to another spot. And then you work on, blocking the movement. And you worry about blocking advancement. But you don't worry about what happens if he just puts me in the crevice of his elbow, squeezes as hard as he can, and says, F moving past this. I'm going to just punch you in the face. I guarantee, nobody's ever trained for that move. Nobody. It's basically like a half-guard headlock. He said, F that. I got you in the lock. You can't get out because my arms are too big for you to really move. I'm too big for you to get out this way. So I'm basically trapping your head, and I'm going to just bust that cheek up. Like, for the whole fight, the first round, I'm like, yo, how much damage is being done? Because we can't really get in there. Like, they can't really get that, like, that angle that we need to see. But when they release these two and separate these two, what's Mir's face gonna look like? Whoa. His face was swollen. Swollen is bad. Once he smiled, then he looked up at the camera and was like, oh, that's not funny at all. Like Mir, when he was like, oh, shoot. Came out second round, like, see what I mean? Like, first round was like a fake move. That was a real move that people have to think about in the future. Like, you better believe whoever fights Brock Lesnar next is going to practice what happens if he gets me in the arm right there and just wants to, come on, buddy, I got you, buddy. I got you, buddy. I'm going to just get you real good in the face, buddy. Like, they're going to work on that move. Mir had no chance thinking about working on that move. That's, like, really, it's a stupid move to think about working on. Well, let's work on a game plan. We're going to worry about the half guard headlock move, in which he will get in half guard, put you in a headlock, and not attempt to move. He will just stay right there and punch you for 4 minutes. Let's work on that. Like, you know, fire that game plan guy. Fire that dude. You know what I mean? So, you know, no chance that Brock Lesnar, that Frank Mir was ready for that. Second round, on the other hand, you'll see why the headlock punch move doesn't work for most people. They don't have the big arms like that. They don't have the size like that. They don't have the pressure. So, like, the guys will just move the F out of the way. Normally, when you do something like that, you get that big headlock, you get the half guard, you know what I mean? It's like balance is off, the weighting shifted right, you can move your hips, you can do all types of certain things that obviously Frank Mir was unable to do. Second round, though, it was a legitimate move. He blocked and he caught that arm, and when he caught that wrist under him, that was legitimate because it wasn't these little punches now. Now we could just fire back. Now we could get angles, and he could get the right position to put Mir in the hurting. Damn, y'all, he got his face smashed. Then he gets up, and I mean, I don't even mind him really. I really like the Coors Light line. That was awesome. Damn, I done dropped my mic. By the way, my mic's broke up. I really like the Coors Light line. Dana hated that line. He was like, I can't believe he did that. We've never had that happen before. I don't know what he was thinking. But he was really like, why you dogging on my bud? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This is money, Brock. You know, don't mess with money. You can do whatever you want, but don't mess with money, Brock. Oh, my dog's here. What up, dog? What's up, dog? Took a while to make your debut. Took a while to make your debut. I've been keeping this dude quiet and out of the camera for a while. Took a while to make his debut. Anyways, he got his ass whooped. Let's get that. What's going to happen next? Frank Mir. I don't know, man. Like, Shane Carwin is going to fight Cain Velasquez. So we got Shane versus Cain. The winner will get the title shot. The winner will most likely be Shane. And then we get to see two big wrestlers go out there and see what they can do. We'll worry about that fight when we get there. Mir has just lost. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Maybe Mir will get the winner of Couture. That'll be good. Mir versus Couture. Nobody hate on that. And a rematch of Nogueira versus Mir, I definitely won't hate on that. So, UFC heavyweight division, really, when you really think about it, like somebody was like, you know, Fedor is our only hope. And I was like, really? Like, when you really think about it right now, I'm not willing to accept that the only guy that people will really put as the, you know, as not the underdog, you know what I mean, is Fedor, the best heavyweight in the world. You telling me the best heavyweight in the world is the only guy who can beat Brock? If that is true, then do the math, y'all. Do the math. Who do I think could give him some serious problems? I don't think Velasquez will give Brock any problems anymore. I thought he wouldn't have passed. Congo, come on, that's a joke. Carwin, Carwin's a good test. We'll see what happens. Junior Dos Santos. Junior Dos Santos. Big guy, great power in his hands, great striker, and he got some ground game. Junior Dos Santos. Alright, y'all, and that's in the UFC. Outside of the UFC, there's all type of folk. You know, Fedor, Overeem, Barnett. I guess that's it. Damn. Brock shot up to the top. No hate. Recognition. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Damn, I got a text message. Let's see. Wow. Alright. Next fight. The Beast. George St. Pierre versus Thiago Alves. Alright, look, y'all. Wow. Thiago Alves was so scared of the takedown. And that's what it comes down to. Thiago Alves is gonna look at the tape. He's gonna look at the footage and be like, "Oh damn, I did not fight." And I don't think he had a choice. GSP literally, and I think the reason why everybody's so impressed with GSP's takedowns is because it's not a situation where people are fighting the takedown and, you know, they working on a takedown for 25 seconds and he finally gets it and he ends up, he just goes no and just grabs onto something. Double leg, single leg, whatever he wants, under a like just ducks under the punch perfect. Like, dog. So Alves was so afraid to throw a real kick. His kicks looked like little kids who didn't know how to throw kicks. Like he was throwing a kick, almost falling backwards, afraid to commit to a real Muay Thai kick. He would not throw a real leg kick. I tell you, man. Y'all saw it. You know, this guy knows how to throw a kick. He would not throw a real leg kick. He said, F trying to hurt his leg. I'm going to just throw these fake-ass kicks that really aren't going to help me. And they didn't. His punches, you know, he's doing all these pawn punches. He wasn't really trying to punch because he didn't want to get... Alves was afraid of the takedown. Listen, I know what the game plan is. You know, trying to take a takedown down, stuff the takedowns, trying to do your thing on your feet. But the only way you can do your thing on the feet is if you do your thing on the feet. And if you're afraid to get taken down, and that prohibits you from doing your thing on the feet, then when you're training, you got to get to the point when you are not afraid to be taken down. Alves went into this fight afraid to be taken down. Now, mad props to him. He got taken down. He got up many, many times. He got put in tough situations over and over again. Got up every time. Was able to go through the 5 rounds of complete domination. It's not really ass whooping, but it's complete domination. What is next for these two guys? GSP, like really, there's nobody at 185, at 170 in the UFC that really, I mean, Swick, we talk about Swick? Whatever. If Anderson got to fight Lattis and Cote, I guess GSP has deserved his shot at a little bit of a break. No disrespect, just a reality check. Putting it like it is. Mike Swick will get bombed on. Whoa. I mean, maybe those are the only fights GSP will lose against, like, the real heavy underdogs that nobody gives a shot, and then he gets come out and do something real quick. I mean, Swick is quick. Swick is quick. And he's slick. Mike, the Swick, slick, quick. Slick, Swick. Mick. Shit. Alright. Anyways. Alves, I don't know, man. Like, the 185 division, the 170 division, it's not deep. Like, I think GSP made a little lie up there. He said, my division is so stacked. And no, it's not. It's not stacked at all. It's got you at the top. Alves, Koscheck, Fitch, right there. Hughes, right there. And then all the other dudes. That ain't stacked at all. It's actually very, very shallow. You will not drown in the talent pool of 170. Anyways, GSP, man, very impressed. Just for the record, Lesnar not impressed at all. By the way, not impressed. He won the fight, busted dude's face up, completely controlled him. But I was like, the first thing I said was, I am not impressed with your performance. Was not impressed. Just to go back for a second, He's big. He knows this. He's strong. He knows this, and he's fast. He knows this. But the amount of actual skill and ability it took to use what you're naturally good at is not something that I should be impressed by. I don't need him to go out and do flying arm bars. I don't know why he threw any kicks. I don't know why. I don't need him to throw kicks. I don't even really need him to strike. I just need to see him know that, like, you know, he can do something other than be real big and punch people when they're on their back in new and strange situations. Not impressed with the skill level. GSP, power to ya. And I'm not even going to lie, I do think I might have been affected slightly by the crazed lunatic, GSP fans. Like, F all those dudes, man. I'm a fan, alright? I'm a GSP fan, alright? You know what I mean? I think I picked him in the last fight, but in this one I didn't. But whatever, y'all. GSP will still get smashed against Anderson Silva. By the way, GSP will beat everybody and anybody from the 170 and down. And he will beat a couple good guys at 185. But he will not beat Anderson Silva. I just think maybe you should go out there, one fight, murder Swick. That'll make a statement. Like, wow, you know, there's nothing left for him at the 170. Let the dude rest, and then Super Bowl 2010, Anderson Silva, GSP, get it done. I love GSP. He does not want that fight. Anybody who would, come on, y'all, like, I did a video on this already, so I don't want to get into it. And I don't even think GSP should have to worry about going up to 185. Just let him be the king, you know what I mean? Just let him do his thing. Let him beat people twice and 3 times over, and just let him run forever. And let him just smash everybody. Because that's what would happen. And let him just murder dudes until he eventually decides to retire with, like, no more losses than he has today. That very well could happen. But people say we should just go up and wait. If he goes up and wait, I mean, luckily he's in Marquardt's camp, so he wouldn't have to fight Marquardt. But he can't fight Marquardt. Marquardt's big ass. He can't fight Marquardt. You know what I mean? He can't fight Rich Franklin, big ass Rich Franklin. He can't. Damian Maia, put Damian Maia on his back. He better keep that fight on the feet. You know what I mean? He can't fight Dan Henderson at 185. People, come on, man. Can he be? Could GSP very well be possibly a top 10 in the UFC 185? Or he could be, but he can't beat the guys I'm talking about. I'm talking about the top guys. Could he beat Dan Henderson? Oh, I mean, Bisping? Oh, yeah, he could beat Bisping. But could he beat Anderson Silva? Long reach, better striker, strong. You saw how dude was able to get up. You saw how beat up Alves was able to get up. That's just because he's big. You put him, there's like a 40-pound weight class difference pre-fight with these guys. You know what I mean? So, GSP fans, I hate y'all. You know what I mean? I love you, but I hate y'all, man, because y'all are delusional. You know, I'm a GSP fan, but I'm a realistic dude. You know what I mean? He is not Fedor. No, I'm just playing. He's awesome, though. Dude's a beast. I ranted. Let's get through the rest of this. I'm not even going to talk much about the rest. Other than this right here. Oh, my goodness. Knockout of the year. The year is not over. But when you have one of the best knockouts in knockout history, well, then you can pretty much guarantee that there's not going to be another knockout that good in the year. Michael Bisping dug himself a hole so deep that when Dan Henderson threw him in the hole, he had to throw the casket on top of him. He was like, it's not enough that I just flattened this dude out and made his legs look like he was clicking his heels. That is not enough for Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson was like, F that. You know what I mean? Like you knocked this dude out and you still had something left. And like, oh my God, he jumped. Like, he jumped over a dead man and landed. It was not an elbow, it was like a punch, elbow, like rub. Like, good Lord. I was honestly, once I stopped like flopping on the ground because I was flopping on my back and doing the shrimp and all that stuff and having seizures and stuff. Once I got over the initial, because once I got over that, I was like, yo, I hope he's not hurt. This is when I realized I don't really dislike people like the way other people can dislike. I hope he kills him. I was like, oh man, maybe just because, yeah, I didn't want him to get hurt. That was a I want to hurt you drop. That was amazing. Like, the whole place was like, oh my lord. Whoa. Whoa. No decision Dan today or yesterday. Whoa. I'm going to say one more. Look, Bisping, he got loved by the UFC matchmaking dudes. You know what I mean? Bisping Island, watch the video, I saw it. He got loved and went through all types of fighters that he can beat and that won't beat him. And then he got put in this situation, and if that wasn't enough for somebody like me to be like, Dan, you know, end this foolishness, then he had to go up and act a damn fool for multiple weeks, you know, on that tough show, just talking so much foolishness. And then Dan Henderson was just enraged, like building up. You can see how angry he actually was, just building up. Then the fight happens, and then we see Bisping's game plan. We knew it, but we saw it, which was just run around, patter, trying. He started like doing the fastest little mini backpedaling I've ever seen in my life. Or you're like, oh my god, it's coming. I couldn't believe it. He said, F that, I am not afraid to run. He said, I'm a grown-ass man, I am not afraid to run. Oh my god. And he started running backwards, bumping up against the fence, doing anything he could. And then he started to put it together a little bit. His hands are obviously better. Started to put it together. Oh my god. But he kept moving and circling to the right. And then, like, you can run, but you cannot hide. Landed on his back, and dude stood over him like, not enough. More. Ah! Oh, my mic again. I gotta get a new mic. Wow. And that was that. What happens next? Dan Henderson, I still think he'll get whooped again by Anderson. You know, Maya versus Marquardt, the winner of that should get a title shot. If Bisping would have beat Henderson, then Bisping would have got a title shot. But he didn't. I don't think Dan's going to get the title shot. I think the title shot will go to the winner of Maya Marquardt. I think Bisping will get a warm-up fight, or he'll get a Vanderlei fight. Don't do that to him. Don't do it to him. Joe Silva. Alright, so we've got Paulo Thiago versus John Fitch. We knew what was going to happen. Paulo Thiago actually, you know, almost got the early submission, but you know what I mean? If you know anything about John Fitch, you know he's a beast. If he can go through 5 minutes of straight ass whooping against George St. Pierre, he can stop the blood circulation to his neck and let it go seep through just enough that he doesn't get choked out, or he can breathe through gills or whatever it takes to not have to tap from loss of air to the brain. He's kind of like a character in a superhero thing where like he can't really get killed. He won't beat the superhero, but he won't get killed. You know what I mean? You can beat the F out of him, but he'll get up and he'll go back home to his wherever he stays, and maybe it's a mountain, you know what I mean? Most definitely like a snowy mountain, but you know, like snow, you got a mountain and he goes inside, and that's where he just kind of sleeps and hibernates, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like the grizzly, you know what I mean? He goes like, he's like the grizzly bear superhero. Then he comes out, gets beat the F down, but saves a few lives, goes back home. That's John Fitch. Like a Terminator that like can't beat the big Terminator, but he'll beat everybody else, but he can get beat up. You know what I'm saying? I'm rambling, but that's who he is. So you knew when he got that choke, and I'm like, oh damn, you know, this guy's gonna get choked out. But you can't question, you know what I mean, the ability and just the straight toughness of John Fitch. Beat him in the 3-round decision. It's like that. That's what's gonna happen. And y'all, Paulo Thiago, if you don't know, this dude, if y'all gotta watch this movie, it's called Elite Squad, Tropa Elite, whatever. It's a Brazilian movie. This the guy that did City of God. Now this movie is about these guys called Bope, Bope. And these guys are like this, like these guys like the Brazilian cops that go into the slums and they just shooting, just gangsters. Like, whoa, yo, do not f with this dude, all right? He will kill you. Like, this guy's actually a killer, dog. This guy is actually a killer. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, these UFC guys, they fight and they look like killers. And they ferocious. Like, dog, Paulo Thiago is a killer. Like, shoot, not like in the United States. You got a lot of cops in the United States who have never shot anybody. You got a lot of cops in the United States who give out a lot of tickets, spray people with mace. You know what I mean? Canada, they definitely don't have to worry about that. People don't have guns in Canada. You know what I mean? And I don't want anybody from Toronto saying we got gangsters. All right? I live near Detroit. Them dudes have 400 murders a year. All right? Anyways. But in Brazil, the Bope squad, they go out there like they're like, we F the cops. F those wannabe SWATs over there. We're Bope, son. And we go out there and we get in the streets and we are grimy with semi-automatic weapons and we'll shoot a dude for having a joint in his pocket. These guys will choke you out just for looking at them strange, man. These guys are grimy. Do not talk trash. You better not talk trash about Paulo Thiago pre-fight. This Negro will roll up on your whole house and shoot everybody with the squad. This guy, oh my goodness. Akiyama came over looking sexy as hell. Woo, sexy. I'm not gonna lie. You know that he tans, and he goes to an expensive tanning salon so that every single little follicle was gone. That's not from the tanning, but that's from the shaving. Every follicle's gone, and every little square, little inch has the exact tan as the one beside him. And the next one is just as tanned as the first two. And then you multiply that millions of times around the body. So immaculate. Just the entrance always. The United States is not ready for bowing, standing up, walking in slow. They all thought, yeah, when's the beat gonna drop? No, it's not beat drop time, alright? This is sexy time. You know what I mean? Alright? I can't believe I just did that. And I don't even feel gay about it, y'all. Alright? I don't even feel gay about it. You know, I'm not even gonna say the no homo, alright? Homo, that's right. Sexy as hell, homo. Alright? So, he came out there, looked good in the first round. Those high kicks were crazy. And then gassed. And Belcher gassed. And I don't know how the hell you could have gave 30-27 for Akiyama. I'm just happy that a Asian could win a decision in the UFC. We have embarked upon brand new times. And it's beautiful. Asians, you guys can win decisions in the UFC. Alright? One of those judges was infatuated to the point where he said, I don't even know what happened in the third round, but I love him and I'm going to give the win 30-27 for the sexiest man alive, Yoshihiro Akiyama. What happens with Alan Belcher? Hopefully spends a lot of money and a couple hours in a tattoo removal parlor. Alright? Get that ugly ass thing off your arm, dude. That is an absolute disgrace. How are you going to have the sexiest man alive fighting the ugliest tattoo? That don't even make sense. You know what I mean? Like, ugh, that's ugly. Undercard Stephan Bonner lost to Mark Coleman? Stephan Bonner lost to Mark Coleman? Mark Coleman, props, old man, wow. Mark Coleman trying to do his best impersonation of Randy Couture. Props to Mark Coleman. Mac Danzig is out of the UFC. It has not been announced yet by Dana or, the dudes, but it's been announced by me. And then you'll see it in a couple days. Goodbye, Mac. Jim Miller, good win. Both of them by unanimous decision. John Jones, guillotine choke over Jake O'Brien. John Jones is trying all this flashy stuff, as he always does. Really didn't land much, but it's all good. He's very fast, very moving-like type dude. John Jones, by the way, I want to see him fight the winner of Thiago Silva. Who's he fighting? Keith Jardine. Whoever wins that fight, John Jones, that's who you're fighting next. I've already sent the text message to Joe Silva. It's going to happen. Dong Hyun Kim, Asian, won a decision against TJ Grant, unanimous. Asians, you are okay. At least UFC 100, they put all the BS out the window. You're going to be alright. CB Dollaway lost. 55 seconds. Choked out by Tom Lawler, unconscious. You know what I mean? What do you want to say? And Shannon Gurgity tapped out another guillotine choke. Matt Grice. UFC 100, I'll give it a solid 7.5 to an 8.2, somewhere in there. The main event, not about who I wanted to win losing. It's more like it just wasn't what I waited for. Brock came out there and showed that he's improved. I would have liked to see that at least. Maybe see Mir go out there and tap him out. That would have been good. But just to see Brock just be big again, like, we know you're big, dog. Work on your game. It worked. It worked. And it might work against 99% of people in the UFC and 99% of people outside of the UFC. But, damn. And just for the record, y'all, just from right here. 2011, July the 12th. Brock Lesnar will not be fighting anymore. Mark my words. He will either have won a bunch of fights in a row and retires, like, I'm good, I've got what I wanted, I've proven the game to myself, or he will have lost a couple and quit. But this guy is not in it for the long haul. He's going to prove something, and he's going to bounce. He's going to prove something, and he's going to bounce. Just for the record, y'all. So this whole thing about, Brock Lesnar is going to improve and get so good that he's going to be unstoppable, he's not going to be in the game for that long. You know what I mean? He might be in the game for another year and a half. Dare I say 3 more fights. 3 more fights and then he's retiring. Alright, so there you go. MMA, y'all, is important, man. The next fights, UFC 100 is gone, but I'm just happy. We got Dream 10. I will be doing something for that. Dream 10. That's January 20th. That's like 8 days away. That's beautiful. Then right after that, we got Affliction Trilogy. Don't hate on Affliction, y'all. Fedor vs. Barnett. All types of craziness on that card. Then 2 weeks later, we got Carano Cyborg. Oh my goodness, y'all. It's going to be crazy, y'all. MMA, it is important. Peace.